Hello, gamers. Welcome to the only Sora Amiibo training guide video that you will ever need. Let's discuss which attacks you should use and which ones you should avoid. Let's begin. So let's start off with Jab Attack. Jab Attack is something that you should use moderately and always make sure to utilize all 3 hits of the jab combo because, well, more hits on the opponent, or in this case when you're training the Amiibo, more hits on the Amiibo are going to equal more damage output. And, well, that's kind of a good thing, right? Yes, it is. So always utilize all 3 hits. But again, use this attack moderately when up close and always make sure to utilize all 3 hits. Next up, we're going to go over forward tilt. Now, this one I will say use often. So, especially when at close range. I mean, because if you want to use it at far range, it's not really going to do much, is it? No. But use this at close range. So it's fine to use all 3 hits of the forward tilt hits because, again, more damage output is a good thing. So if you want to teach all 3 hits, that is completely fine. Or if you just want to teach the Amiibo to use the first hit for the forward tilt, that is also completely fine. This is more of a user option. It's kind of a friendly option. Make sure use what you feel more comfortable, all 3 or just one, but definitely make sure you use forward tilt because it's going to be a good attack. It's got decent speed to it and it will deal pretty decent damage at the same time, so make sure to utilize forward tilt whether it's just the first hit or all 3 hits, but make sure you use this. Up tilt is up next, and this one, it's a good move. Don't get me wrong, it is a good move, but I would say use this one moderately at best. This attack can be used when close up to the opponent, so you can catch them and kind of like knock them upwards, which is pretty good because it allows then a follow-up attack. For example, maybe up special if you're feeling like it. So it's an option. However, this attack's main use should only be when the Amiibo, when you're training it, the Amiibo has to be on the platform above you. Then you hit him with this, and then if you want the follow-up attack, go for it as well. Or the other option is when the Amiibo's trying to land, then you can hit them with the up tilt. But for the most part, don't use this up close. You can if you want to. I don't highly recommend doing that often, very, very, very seldomly. But again, for the most part, when the Amiibo's above you, then you can use up tilt. Down tilt is up next, and this one is going to be, in my opinion, the Sora Amiibo's best combo starter. This down tilt is so good. This move does have a tiny bit of range, I guess you could say, to it. And again, this one will knock the enemy up a little bit into the air, allowing for multiple attacks to be used as a follow-up attack. For example, you can use down tilt into up tilt. You can use down tilt into neutral air, or you could use down tilt into up special if you really want to feel a little bit spicy. Because again, Sora's up special is actually a pretty decent KO option. So if you're thinking about that, it is an option that you can think of. But again, you're using your up special, so it's up to you while training. But again, I highly recommend using down tilt and then follow it up with some sort of an attack, and the Amiibo will catch on eventually. It might take till the later levels in training, like in the 40s, so don't get discouraged if you don't see it right away, but it will happen. Bottom line, use down tilt a lot. Now let's move on to the air attacks, shall we? So up first, neutral air is definitely a good move to use from time to time, when you want to. Forward and back air are also good options to use, well, in the air, of course. They can get some KOs. Sora is pretty floaty, so depending on your stat build, if you got some, I guess if you're offensive, go off stage and hit them with a forward air or back air, those will be the best times. But don't try to go out of your way to use this, but make sure you try to sneak these in there during training because they're good options. But down air, on the other hand, should not be used, in my opinion. Especially if you're planning to take your Sora Amiibo and fight other Amiibo. So what I mean by this is Sora's down air is very easily avoidable and interruptible by other Amiibo. So avoid that if that's the case. If you're fighting other Amiibo with Sora, avoid it altogether. But if you do like it as like a safe landing option, I still don't recommend using it all the time. Mix it in seldomly at best, but I would say try to avoid this one for the most part. Now how about the throws? Let's go. Throws are good ones. For the main throw, I think the one that I use the most is down throw, as it can lead to multiple follow-up attacks because, well, follow-up attacks, more damage on the opponent, better chance I have at KOing them. So that's what I'm going to go with. But then you got forward and back throw. I mainly use these at the ledge to try to get, those sneaky KOs, and especially at higher percentages, then they come in a little bit more handy. So for the most part, focus on down throw. Moving on to smash attacks now. Forward smash is definitely going to be your best grounded KO option, as it packs probably the most punch that Sora has. Probably, but up smash is another great option as well. Kind of like up tilt. For the most part, up smash should only be used when the amiibo, when you're training it, is above you, whether they're falling down to you or whether on the platform above you. Then you can use up smash, but I'd say for the most part, probably forward smash. I'd avoid down smash. The range is not good at all. It packs a decent punch, but it's just kind of a little bit of a weird move. So for the most part, forward smash and then a little bit of up smash. Now for some attacks that the Sora Amiibo should most likely avoid using. For one, side special. For two, down special, his counter. So side special, for one reason, I have noticed that the Sora Amiibo can, not all the time, but does have a slight tendency to use all three of the side special moves, but they might use it off stage. And if they use it off stage, well, then they're basically in free fall and they cannot recover. So avoid using side special, avoid using down special. Down special is fine very, very, very seldomly. If you really want to go there for, a funny little counter, that's okay, but I'd say don't use it. And then you also have neutral special, which I will say should only be used mainly at the ledge. So what I mean by that, this attack is kind of a tricky one to train on the amiibo, because again, Sora's got three different ones. He's got the fire, he's got the electric, and then he's got the freezing one, right? Well, if you want to only train the fire one, there's no way to train the Sora Amiibo to cycle through those three attacks. So I'd recommend avoiding this attack altogether, but if you really want to, use it at the ledge at best, but there's much better options. Sora's pretty floaty, has good recovery, so it's probably better to go off stage and engage the opponent with the Sora Amiibo with other attacks, forward air, neutral air, whatever it might be. So much better options than this, but you can use it if you really, really, really want to. And that is all you should need to know for training your Sora Amiibo. If there's an attack that I did not mention in this video, it's probably for a good reason. But I hope this helps everybody training their newly acquired Sora Amiibo.